Now, it's one of the truths of Springwatch that all nature is wonderful, and of course it is. But what do you do when one wild species does so well it begins to have a negative impact on other species, in fact, entire habitats? Well, that's the problem facing some parts of the Midlands because of an explosion in wild deer numbers. So here we are in woods on an estate in North Herefordshire, and we're on the lookout for a particular problem. A problem that moves about at night, a problem that needs some high-tech tracking. Deer. Over sometimes bumpy ground, we track the fallow deer with a thermal camera, which shows up their body heat. Time to shed some illumination on the impact of wild deer. First of all, just how much can they eat?
I mean, they're ruminants, they'll eat and have in their stomachs at any one time up to about 8 kilos of vegetative matter. And in the winter time, a lot of that component will be bramble.
And how much, so what, 8 kilos? So how much is that over a year?
That's kind of anything between 1.5 to 2 tons of organic matter in a year. One animal.
Signs of damage are everywhere.
Left on its own, this bramble would grow up to about 5 feet high. That's probably a bit big actually in a woodland environment, so a little bit of cropping by the deer is useful. But if there are a lot of them, everything gets cropped back right down to this kind of level.
But brambles aren't all that's on the menu. In fact, the deer are having a dramatic effect on how woods look all across the Midlands.
There should be a thick carpet of blackberries, and you can just see little wispy pieces dotted around the wood, because again they graze them off through the winter, and that is the habitat for your invertebrates, your insects, small birds and so on. It's the first stage of forest regeneration, and they're eating it off. They're totally destroying it.
So they're having a huge impact?
Colossal impact, yeah. Because people walk in the woods and don't see deer, they say, how can they be causing a problem? We haven't seen one. I bump into people frequently in these woods that have been walking here for 20 plus years and they've never seen a wild deer here. And they say to me, why is there a problem? There can't be. There are none here. And yet to the trained eye, we can spot these sort of things. We identify what's causing it and we can assess the scale of the problem.
There are hundreds of deer in these woods alone, hidden by trees or darkness, but their impact on the landscape is very visible once you know what you're looking for. And don't forget, we're still looking for your pictures of another Midlands invader, the wild parakeets of the Black Country and Birmingham. If you go to our Black Country website, bbc.co.uk/blackcountry, you'll find an interactive map with sightings so far and details how you can send in your own pictures. Please include a location when you do. That's bbc.co.uk/blackcountry.